Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome back to another video. All right, I am preparing to do my paycheck budget for my second paycheck of April. My pay date was April the 18th. I actually received my money on April the 16th. Um, you know, I am just doing what I can to budget, to save, to pay off debt, and still try to live a peaceful and joyful life. So let me get into it. I actually did this budget on the 16th, I want to say. I did it on the 16th. And then I recorded the video, and then I realized that the way I had it set up was not how I was going to actually spend this money. So I wanted to come in and redo the video and kind of go through what I actually did. And that's one of the things that does happen when you are budgeting your money and trying to, make sure that all your bills are paid and you have money for grocery and gas or a little spending here and there. So that's what I wanted to come back on and redo, because I actually put in a bill that was already paid, because I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, let's get into it. My pay date, like I said, was April the 18th. And this is paycheck number 2. So let me get my calculator. And let me move this over, because I did notice in one of my videos, I write more this way. And I think it's because of the way my desk is set up. Sorry about that. Okay, so what posted to my account for my W-2 paycheck was $2,133.43. Let me make sure I'm in good frame. Make sure you guys can see just a little. I don't want to stretch too much. And I did have a rollover. Let me move this out of the way for a second. I did have a rollover of $1,532. So that left me starting with 2133.43 plus the 1532, 2148.75. Okay, so I do split my mortgage sometimes in half. Sometimes I have more money on the first check. I may put a little more than I do on the second check. I just look at how my money is flowing, and that's how I try to adjust my finances. So first thing is, on my first paycheck, my mortgage is $1,686. I just try to pay it even, $1,700. I put $1,200 towards my mortgage. So on this check, I only needed to do $500. And then May's mortgage will be paid. And then for my car payment, that's debt. So let's put that over here. I paid $50 on my first check, and my car payment is $489.52. I don't round that one up to $500. So on this check, I'm paying $439.52. I did pay on my water bill, because that is due. I think that's due like the 21st, but I went ahead and paid that. That was $96.18. I have some debt payments that I do have to pay. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. One of them, I just call it debt 1. I pay $100 a month. And then the other one is debt 2, and I pay $150 per month on that one. And then I also have another one, which we're going to call debt 3. And that one is $100. So this is one of the reasons that I want to try to get my debt paid down, because if I look at this, that's $4, $5, $6, $780 that automatically goes into debt. And then I also have a loan for my AC, which is $117.33. So that's like half of my check that's going towards debt. Because I wasn't a good steward over my money at that time. So that's what happens. But this is why I budget now and try to do better with my money. So I do give, and my giving is 50. I have my printer, which is my HP plan. That is around $2. I think it's like $1.50, but I'm doing $2 a month. And then for my ring plan, that is $11. And I almost wrote 11 o'clock. And I also have the Apple family, which is for me, my sons, and my mom. So I do that, which is 40. And I always do this one on my second paycheck. And then I need to pay up my top priority. My top priority, which I did not write first, is my savings. I have to increase my savings no matter what. And I heard someone say, treat your savings like it's a bill. I don't care if it's $5, $10, $20. Treat it like it's a bill that has to be paid every time you get paid. And so I'm kind of like, not kind of like, I have implemented that into my budget, that no matter what the amount is, that I am always going to make sure I put something towards savings. And I always put $10 towards investing. No matter what, $10 is automatically transferred into investing. I do know I need gas. And I budgeted, I think I budgeted $80 for the month for gas. Let me look at my monthly budget. Yes. So I did 40 on the first paycheck, and then I do 40 on this one, and that tend to last me. I have like a regular sedan type car and no SUV or anything like that. And plus I don't really do a whole lot of driving. And then for my spending, I gave myself, I think, 80, which was like $20 per week. So I have 40 for that one. Now let's see where we are, because I am going to be traveling the first 2 weekends in May. So I need to make sure that I have money for it, because I did not save in advance for these 2 trips, which I should have, but I was unable to. So I know I'm going to use some money from this check and some money from my next check to cover those expenses. So, and if I have to, I do have money in envelopes that if I need to pull it out, I will, but I'm hoping to have enough left over from this check and one of the checks in May, because in May I do get paid 3 times, so I should have some extra to cover for those trips. Okay, so let's see, let's do debt, because that's all I have for debt. $439.52, make sure you guys in the frame, plus 100, plus 150, plus 100, plus 117.33, 906.85. And then variable, I'm not putting anything else to that, so that's going to stay at 80. Savings and invest, this will stay where it's at. All right, so let's see. If I take 906.85 plus 90 plus 80, and then add this up, which is 500 plus 96.18 plus 50 plus the 2 plus 11 plus 40, 1776.03, and I minus out what I have. I have 372.72. But I do need to put money towards my cell phone bill. And typically when I split that in half, that is 200. It's like 208 when I do that. So plus 208, and I have 164.72, which is okay because I've already paid for my flight. The only thing I need to pay for when I go up the first weekend is my hotel and my rental car. When I go up the second weekend, I'm driving, and so I have to pay for the rental and the hotel during that time, and of course eating out, which is okay because it's just a few of us traveling together. All right, so we're going to put this towards travel. I'm going to pull this out of my account and put it away. That way I don't spend it unnecessarily. What was it, 164.72? I think so. All right, let's see how I did. Let's see if this is gonna work. All right, 500 plus 96.18 plus 50 plus $2 plus 11 plus 40 plus 208 plus 164.72 is 1,071.90. Okay, so if I have 1,071.90 plus 80 plus 906.85 plus 90 to the T, but what is going to happen is I'm going to have to be like really, really tight with my budget, especially from here through the end of May, because typically when you make the 3 paychecks, I know for me, when I do 3 paychecks per month, that first paycheck, I would still try to put some towards my mortgage. And that second paycheck, I would try to do the other half. But then that third paycheck, I would still put money away. So that way I can make sure that I have money sitting aside for my mortgage coming up the next month. Yeah, going into July. I mean, sometimes some people can take that third paycheck and they have it and they can roll with it. I have this issue here, so I still have to budget it out. Now, if I didn't have this, things would be a lot better, a lot better. But, and I did want to make an extra debt payment this month. But I think it was, because what I did say was, now that I'm thinking about it, oh, I do have another check coming from my second job that I was working. I do have one more check coming in next week. So I can take that check and add more to my travel, as well as make that extra debt payment that I need to make, that I wanted to make to try to get one of these debts going down. Because my goal is for 2025 to at least pay off 4 of my debts, and that's at least 1 every quarter. First quarter, I was able to pay off 2. So that is my goal, and it's to increase my savings. So yeah, I forgot about that check. That's awesome. That's really awesome. All right, guys, this is where I am putting this second paycheck for the month of April. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really do appreciate you guys, and I will catch you in my, which video? Oh, when I do my saving challenges, because I've already gotten gas and I still have my spending, but I put it into an envelope already because today is Easter. Happy Easter to those of you who celebrated. Yeah, but I wanted to come on and redo this because, like I said, when I did it earlier, I added in a bill that was paid on the first paycheck. And I don't know how I forgot that. Anyway, thank you again, once again, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.